Hey guys, it's Mrs. Katz, and today I'm going to be doing the Unit 6 Study Guide Part 2, so you can go over your answers and make sure you understand the material before we take the test on Thursday. So let's jump right in. Notice we're starting at question number 4 because, as normal, question numbers 1, 2, and 3 have to do with your name and your period. So question number 4 is the first real question of the quiz, or of the study guide here. So let's get right into it. What percentage of the data is greater than 69, which is the lower quartile? So if you remember from class, each branch of the box and whiskers plot represents 25% of your data. So since 69 is way down here, there are 3 sections of our box and whiskers plot to the right. That means it represents 75% of the data. Okay, question number 5. What is the median of the data in the box plot? Okay, if you remember, this is your minimum. That's the lowest number in your set. This is your Q1, or the lower quartile. This number at the bar here is your median. This number is Q3, which we also call your upper quartile. And the last number is your maximum, or your upper extreme. So if it's looking for the median, we are looking for the middle number here, which is the 82. All right, I'm going to switch over to question number 6. So on question number 6, it says, what is the IQR of the data in the box plot? So the IQR is the interquartile range, and we get that by taking Q3 and subtracting Q1. Or the upper quartile minus the lower quartile. Well, the upper quartile here is 92, and the lower quartile is 69. And if we take 92 and we subtract 69, we're going to find that we get 23, and that is our IQR. You didn't have to do any major work for that one. Didn't have to find the Q3s and the Q1s. They're all found for you in your box plot. Okay, question number 7. Which set of data could be used to create the box plot? Okay, so now we got to use a little bit of deductive reasoning. And by that I mean, remember that in a box plot, this is the minimum number and this is the maximum number. So we're going to start with that information. Notice that the minimum number in this set is 0. It automatically negates that because this data in this particular box plot only goes down as far as 60. All right, then if you look at this particular set of data, it goes all the way up to 100, but our maximum number in the box plot is 99. So we're down to 2 now. All right, now we need a Q1, a Q3, and a median. So let's make sure that this data, it looks like it's in order. It looks like all of them are in order. So let's find the medians here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So our median is here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Our median is here. So the median is 82. It's looking like this is definitely going to be our shot. And let's just take a look. The Q1 is the middle number of the lower side, which it matches. And Q3 is the middle number of the upper side of our data, and it matches. So this is the correct answer for this problem. Just matching up pieces. Okay, let's take a look at question number 8. In question number 8, it says, how many total people were surveyed in this dot plot? This one requires very little work on your part. You're literally going to count the dots. Each dot represents a person who answered the question of how many shoes you have. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 15 students answered the question, and that's how, or people answered the question, and that's the total number of people that were surveyed. All right, we're going to go on to question number 9. It asked us what was the interquartile range, or the IQR, and again, we're looking for your Q3 minus your Q1. Q3 here looks to be 7. Q1 looks to be right between 5 and 6, so that is 5.5. Remember, 5.5 represents 5.5. Halfway between 5 and 6. When we subtract those, let me just refresh your memory on that subtraction. Remember, we have to line up our decimals. Decimal in a whole number is always after the whole number. We put in a 0 placeholder just to make sure. And when we subtract, we get 1.5, and that is the answer. All right, let's move on to question number 10. In question number 10, it asks what percentage of the participants scored more than 6 baskets? Well, here's the 6, that's our median. Okay, that matches up with 6. And so we have 2 segments of our box plot, each of them being 25%, which means that 50% of our participants scored more than 6 baskets. All right, question number 11. It says the magic 5-number summary of a box plot is shown below. Okay, and we want to know what the interquartile range. Again, we're going back to that same piece of information. The IQR is based on Q3 minus Q1. Q3, in this case, is 26, and Q1 is 9. When I take 26 minus 9, I get 17. And there's the answer. Okay, let's go on to question number 12. In question number 12, it says the histogram shows the ages of the adults who went to see Black Panther. Which statement is true? So we're going to check all of them to see if any of them are true. It says most ages fall within the 20 to 30 range. So between 20 and 30, is that the highest bar that we have here? Nope, that one's out. No person fell between 80 and 90. Well, there's no bar here, which means that this is true. But we're going to just double check to make sure that we're not missing something. Most ages fall between 60 and 70. Well, that is definitely not the highest bar. And no person fell within the 50 to 60 range. That is actually the highest group of people that we have here. So this is, in fact, our answer. Notice that I didn't just jump to it because I may have made a mistake. It's always good to check all your answer choices before you make a final call. All right, in question number 13, it asks how many more people went to see Black Panther that are in their 40s than in their 70s. So let's take a look at the 40s. So that's from 40 to 50. There were 4 people. And the ones that are in their 70s, that's from 70 to 80, there was 1 person. So if we take 4 minus 1, because we want to know how many more people, 4 minus 1 is 3, and that will be the answer to that question. All right, moving on to question 14. Use the following data to answer the question. So we're going to start with number 14. It's asking us, find one measure of spread. Okay, well, first of all, let's talk about the measures of spread. We've got measures of center, and we have measures of spread. Okay, the measures of center that we studied are mean, median, and mode. The measure of spread was the range and the IQR. Those were the things that we studied. Center talks about sort of one number that represents the middle of our data, and spread talks about one number that sort of represents how far spread out our data is. So knowing that the measures of spread are range and IQR, I can already get rid of mean and median, because those are not measures of spread, and that's what it asked for in the question. All right, so we're looking for range. Range is going to be the biggest number subtracted by the smallest number. So the biggest number in our set appears to be 16. And the smallest number in our set appears to be 2. So to get the range, one measure of spread, we take 16 and we subtract 2. And we get that, we get 14. Okay. The only time a range will be 0 is if all your numbers in your set are exactly the same. So that was probably a given before we even computed it. Number 15, we're using that same data. We need to find a measure of center. So going back to the list I just made, the measures of center are mean, median, and mode. We need to find one of those. So if you look, it's really median is the only option. So range isn't an option because that is a measure of spread. So we're looking for the median. Now, I can't find a median until I put the numbers in order from least to greatest. So we're going to start with 2, 2, 2. I see 1, 2, 3, 4. Then I'm going to put in a 3 and a 3. That's it. And the next number is 5 and 5. 5 and 5. And the next number is 6. And after that comes 8 and 8. And after that comes 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. 11 and, oops, let's go this way a little bit. And 14. Or not 14, 16, sorry. 16 and 11. All right, so now we're going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So since our data is even, we're going to split it in half. So half of 16 is 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8. We're going to split it right here. And we're going to grab the two numbers in the middle. To get the median, we take those two numbers and add them together and divide by 2. So that ends up equaling 11 divided by 2, which happens to be 5.5. That is the middle number. And before you even computed it, that should have been obvious, because if this is the middle, before we even computed anything, 14 cannot be the center. No way. 14 is way down on this end of that data. All right. Then it asks us, question 16, what are 3 measures of center, the ones that we've studied? Well, we did mean, median, and mode. All right, we're going to move on to question 17. We're getting to the end, guys. Number 17 says, what are 2 measures of spread? And we just talked about those. That's the range and the IQR. Now we need the IQR for an actual set of data. So before we can compute that, I need to put this data in order from least to greatest. So we're going to take the 2, and it looks like 3, 4, 5, 2 6s, a 17, a 23, and a 25. And we'll just do a quick double check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. See, I'm missing one. There's an extra 5 that I missed down here. So now I've been able to find all that data, and I didn't make a mistake. So there are 10 pieces of data. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And it asks for the IQR. All right, so to get the IQR, we need Q1 and Q3. And just to make this a little easier, I'm going to rewrite it because I made that mistake and the data is not as easy to look at. And I'm going to do one more quick count just to make sure I still have 10 numbers. 2, 3, 4, 5, 9, 10. Okay, now, since we have 10 pieces of data, we're going to break it right in the middle, 5 on each side. And when we go to do the Q1 and the Q3, we look at our data on both sides and we find the median. So if we've got this set of 5, the number in the middle is 4. So that's Q1. If we've got this set of 5, the number in the middle is 17. That's our Q3. And remember, we talked about we take Q3 minus Q1, and that will equal our IQR. And in this case, it's 17 minus 4, which equals 13. And that answer's right here. And the last question is the easiest question I gave you, because when you only have one choice, only one thing can be correct. So who's your favorite 6th grade math teacher? Mrs. Katz. And I'm hopeful that you think that, even if I was not the only option that was out there. Hope you guys are hanging tough and working a little bit, but enjoying your families, and I will talk to y'all soon.